Hi, welcome to Mocha Wave Talks. Here at Mocha Wave Publishing, we believe that everyone who reads has their own magic. And I'm really excited today because I have a local author here with me, someone who's in my own hometown, and she has written a book. In fact, we met at my signing for my book, and I said, wow, another author in Beeville. So that was exciting. Um, Tell us a little bit about yourself, Heather.
Well, um, not originally actually from Texas. Was born in the Midwest and then grew up on the West Coast. So this is very different, but I love it. Um, yeah, I always wanted to write and my family's really supportive of it and it finally happened. So
That is amazing. I always like that because I think that's a lot of authors, right? They have that inside them, the thing that they need to write, and it just takes
yes.
that encouragement or that yes, you can, or the path opens, like the door opens, and
Yeah.
there is a way to see that come true.
Yeah. The timing is always, carefully curated, but not always by us.
That is very true. Very, very true. I believe that.
It is From Graves to Gardens,
It's a pretty
and
cover.
it's a young adult Christian romance in contemporary times. So,
So this is your debut novel, right?
yes.
Okay. What inspired you to write this book? Or tell us, well, first of all, tell us a little bit about what it's about, and then tell us what inspired you to write it.
Well, it's about two teenagers who they don't see eye to eye. They've lived very different lives from one another, but they're brought together by circumstances and you know, when you start to learn little bit more about people that you don't usually learn anything about, you know, your mind broadens and things change and thoughts and feelings change and, they fall for one another because it is a romance. And, it came about because of a dream I had. Um,
Ah,
there was somebody in my dream, this young kid who was really upset and he was asking me for help. And I can't remember the details about, whatever was going on in his life, but I just started thinking about it a lot more. And my husband had the idea of, two kids in science class. And I just kind of put them together. And then Kevin just kind of came about because of those things merging. And then it just kind of poured out. The rest of it just came.
wow.
And that's always been the struggle for me as a writer. I haven't been able to finish stories. I have all these crazy ideas and they're all there and I work on them endlessly and there's thousands of abandoned words because
Yeah.
I guess I just wasn't telling the right story. And then when I wrote the book, and here it is. So that
So
was
when
pretty
you
great.
started on it, did you expect to be able to finish it?
I had a feeling that it was different. And every time I'd sit down and write and things would just kind of pour, I had a feeling that that would be it.
I think I always like the idea about the kind of like almost that divine inspiration that sort of
Definitely.
that spark, right? That kind of sets things off. Was it hard for you to come up with that title that you have for your book?
It was. Okay, so that's actually kind of a funny story. I have two friends of mine that we write together every week. And one of them is particularly good at coming up with book titles. So I begged her to come up with one for me. And for years, like 2 years, this story was called The Other Side of Wrong. And just at some point, like towards the end of the process, these other titles came to my head and that was it. I don't know. When So
Yeah, you can kind of visualize it, like it fits into place. It is true.
yeah, well, and it really is applicable to Kevin, especially because he's the number one main character in this book. And I didn't even realize that when I was writing it. One of my editors told me, and then
Ah,
it all kind of made sense because he
I
kind
think
of feels like a dead person on the inside, and then he doesn't know God. And through the course of the book, you know. he starts to learn, he comes alive. So
Well, I think
the
that's
other
kind of
title, of
interesting.
course, is still applicable also, but
I think that's interesting because I think as female authors, sometimes people expect us to have like the female is going to be our main character, right? Or else sometimes we think someone's going to be a main, like I thought Edmund was going to be my main character in my book, the man.
Mhm.
Like, no, 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 no. Betty is the main character. So that's kind of interesting, right? The way
Well,
we
the story
discover.
kind of reveals it to you, you think you have one idea when you start, and then as you go, you learn you're wrong.
I love it when the characters kind of tell us, like,
Mhm.
not what I do.
Yep, they put their own foot down. Then what can you do?
I know that one time you said you had first started writing it from a certain point of view,
Oh
but
yeah.
then you decided to change that, or based on feedback, you changed that.
Yes, it was originally third person omniscient. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I was head hopping and I liked it, and that was just how the story came.
Hmm.
And I don't know what the purpose of that was, if that was just a learning lesson or what, but I mean, everybody did like it. There was just one beta reader who was like, you're not going to like the feedback you get if you publish this. People are going to get upset. It's going to confuse people. And then that just kind of stuck in my head. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm listening. And then I ended up going all the way to first person. And it took a lot of rounds of editing to get them all because, there was a lot of little dialogue tags and certain little bits that just didn't work anymore that I had to really think about and rewrite. Um, but it ended up working out. And the beta readers that read the first version ended up really liking this one too. So yay.
That is good. When you get good feedback, that is the
Mhm.
best. But I think sometimes, when you started out, this is just my idea, is that starting out with an omniscient narrator, you kind of are exploring your characters and getting to know them. And then
Yeah.
by the time like you're seeing them from an outside perspective and then starting to get closer and closer because you get into their thoughts. And then you're like, okay, wait, now I can get inside them and see it from another perspective, right? And see
Yeah. That's a
maybe I was
really good thought there. Maybe I should try writing everything that way to begin.
and then journey. Now you got your process.
Oh man, if that's my process, I'm only gonna write like one book every 2 years.
It takes longer sometimes to write a book than you think. I mean, I see
Yeah.
people writing books and they turn them out like hotcakes. And
Mhm.
I tried doing that with my second book and it didn't work.
Yeah.
It's taking
Yeah.
longer.
I had plans to release a standalone historical romance this fall, because I was already partway through with it and it
Mhm.
wouldn't take me that long to finish. But I don't know, my heart kind of just dropped out of that project and all I wanted to do was finish this series. So that's what
Ah,
I'm doing now. So I don't know
oh,
when
okay.
it's going to come out, but hopefully this year.
All
I need
right.
to really buckle down and stick to my writing goals every day to make that happen, but I'm trying.
Do you have a vision of how many books will be in your series, or are you just gonna see what happens?
I've plotted so far just four main installments, and then I do have a few kind of spin-off between
Mhm.
novella ideas that, might eventually come out, but yes, four in the main series,
Okay, that sounds
which was
good.
totally different than what I had originally planned. First, it was a trilogy just about Kevin and Sarah, and now it's four books not just about them, but I haven't
Ah,
revealed who
okay.
book two is for yet, so I can't say.
Yes, that don't give us away. No spoilers.
But I'm really excited for that.
And you had a signing recently, I saw.
Yeah, Texian Books here in town. They've got two branches, one in Beeville and one in Victoria, and we did both. It was me and Cheryl Moore. She's a children's author from Victoria. She's really awesome.
Oh,
Really
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. And then I'll be at the library next month and then Barnes and Noble in July. Really
All
excited.
right, Barnes and Noble. How do I feel that when you hit Barnes and Noble? That's the big time.
Yes, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, definitely take lots of pictures or videotape it or something that we can see.
Yes.
Or let us know when it's is it gonna be in Corpus, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Which is where the book takes place. So, and I wrote part of it there. So
That is cool. That is so cool. So you'll be right there in the setting. Do the characters ever go to the Barnes and Noble in Corpus?
they don't go to the Barnes and Noble, but not too long ago, my husband and I went down there and I did take a few pictures at a few choice locations that they do visit in the book. So that was fun.
That's always exciting to see that's a good way to draw people in because they like to say, oh, see, oh, this is a real thing. This is a real place.
Mhm. I had one girl who's reading it right now. She didn't know it took place in Corpus Christi, and she's from there. She lives there now. And when she saw that, she was like, "Hey, that's where I live."
Oh, that's cool. I like
Yeah.
that. That's so nice. So it's been pretty good so far. You've been selling books I've seen, and you're getting some good reviews.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to see where it's going to go
Me
and
too.
where your series is going to take you. So now that people are excited because they want to find out more about your characters and your book, where can they get it and how can they follow you?
Well, I'm on Instagram and Facebook more regularly. I have a TikTok, but I don't do a whole lot on it. Um, and then all of my social links are just on my website. It's heathercamacho.com. And there's purchase links there as well because it's available almost everywhere. Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Walmart even.
That's awesome. When you get Walmart, you're like, yes. I know Tirsa Darnell, when her book hit Walmart, she's like, I'm on Walmart. I'm like,
It, yeah, it's a thing.
oh,
But
that is
yes.
so that's really good. That's very promising, and there's lots of good things happening. So let's see.
I'm working on book 2, so
Okay,
hopefully this year that'll be coming out. But
sure.
and I would just say my newsletter subscribers hear everything first. So if they are interested, that would be where to go to hear it.
Okay, newsletter. All right, get them to sign up. And I am signed up, so I will find out.
Yep.
All right, so anything else? I'd like to always give you a chance to, if there's anything else that you want us to know or think about.
Um, I guess just part of the point of putting this book out there was to give actual young adult readers an alternative to something a little bit more mainstream.
Mm,
So it's been fun to see teenagers read it and get something from it. And, it, there's a little bit of gritty in there, but it's real life grit. It's
mhm.
not unrealistic relationships. It's not glorifying stuff that's anti-God. It's refreshing. I have been told it is refreshing. So,
Oh, well, that is awesome. That's good feedback that you get that. That always makes you feel like, okay, yes,
yes.
refreshing is what you want, and that's what we need in this world. We need something that, okay, life can be hard, but there's a
Mhm.
way, right?
Yes.
There's a way toward a better future, better life.
Better solutions than what we are currently encouraged to indulge in right now.
Very, very true. Very true. So thank you for writing your book. I think that's going to be a real blessing to the world. And I'm
Thank you.
looking forward to seeing more people read it and you to go far in your dreams.
Thank you.
And so make sure everyone follow Heather Camacho, visit her website. I'm going to post that so you can see that and subscribe to Mocha Wave Talks.